Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Halak Yasmin. I'm a cabin crew and today I'll be sharing with you the story of how I became a cabin crew at the age of 19. I also enjoy watching vlogs, so I'll be posting that on here as well. So please be sure to check it out. Please subscribe, like, comment, share this video, and let's get into it. So why did I choose to become a cabin crew? Allow me to take you back when I was a kid. I used to think being an air hostess, that's what we used to call them at the time. We don't do that anymore. But yeah, being an air hostess was the coolest job ever, and anyone who mentioned they wanted to become an air hostess when they grew up was automatically the coolest person in my eyes. And that interest kind of faded as I grew older because of the stereotypes surrounding that career, and how we'd hear they'd wear miniskirts and so many bad things. So we hit a pause on that dream until I went to high school, and obviously my dream took a turn. I wanted to become a journalist now because I loved public speaking. I enjoyed debates, the back and forth, yapping. I get to stand in front of everyone. Oh my lord. And that also changed when I was about to finish high school. Something happened in my life, and to be honest, I was confused. And 3 years later now that I'm talking about this, I realized that I needed something exciting, basically. And being a journalist, I don't know why that dream changed, to be honest, but looking back with how I was feeling at the time, I needed something exciting, something that was not boring, something that, you know, would stimulate my mind. Like, I didn't have to think about a lot. I decided to rest, and if anything came to mind, then I would pursue it. So during all this, with all my confusion and not knowing what I wanted to go for, my dad was researching schools and careers that I would want to go for. So one morning he comes into the kitchen and he asks, would you want to do air hostess? It was like a light bulb went off in my head, and I knew it in my heart that this was something I would enjoy doing, I would love doing. And I don't know, it felt right. Like, and this speaks so much about myself as well. I tend to go for things that are not the norm, because the job is not, it's not a normal job. Your schedule is never the same, and that was exciting to me. Not having something that would bore me, just being on the go was it for me. And immediately I went online, searched for schools, and found East African School of Aviation. It was a 6-month course, and I got 2 certificates, one from school and one from IATA, which is an internationally recognized organization. You also get to go to Mombasa by plane 4 days, and then come back by bus, which is a nice park. So I totally recommend that school. Training was a bit tough because we were trying to finish a book this big in 6 months. We didn't even break for holidays. That's how bad it was, because we needed to finish this book. So I took 7 months instead of 6 months. They do intakes January and September. I'd advise you to go apply for the January intakes so that you can graduate that December. But if you apply for September, then you're gonna wait a whole year until the next December to graduate. So please, we need you graduating the same year. Okay. That's what I did. I did January intake. By December I had graduated, and during this time when I was in college, I went online, searched for hijabi cabin crews. I wasn't sure hijab was accepted in the industry, and I really wanted to know if there was a space for me in this industry now that I'm about to go full force. So I went online, searched day in, day out. I kept searching and searching and searching. I would scroll through biggest airlines pages, Instagram pages, scroll and scroll and scroll, just to find someone who looked like me, wore a hijab like me. And I wasn't lucky. I couldn't find anyone. But you know what? I told myself, that's okay, you're still going to pursue what you like, and if you get accepted and you go to an interview, then what I told myself was like, I'm going to ask them, can I wear a hijab? If they say no, then that's it for me for that company, right? And one day I came across a blog on Google. It was a hijabi flight attendant from Canada, and Iman Said, if you ever come across this video, I would like to thank you so much, because you pushed me, you gave me the full confidence to pursue this career, and seeing you in a hijab, rocking your uniform, you looked amazing. I was so happy, and I knew for a fact that now I can do this career, knowing full well that there are companies that accept hijab. So hijab was a big thing for me. Not compromising it was the best decision ever. I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not leaving my hijab to pursue this career. And alhamdulillah, these are the local airlines that accept hijabs in Kenya, and these are international airlines that accept hijabs. So send that CV immediately, right now. And Iman, may Allah reward you for sharing your story. It is really inspirational. I don't know if I can have that link on my description, but yeah. Now, after college, I knew I wasn't going to get accepted by any airline because I had no experience. I had nothing on my CV. I only had my high school certificate, and I hadn't graduated yet because I was about to graduate in December, so I didn't have my certificate as well. So I knew for a fact I wasn't getting accepted. And to build my CV, what I did was look for a customer service job. I did waitressing for about 3 months, and then I had an airline was hiring. I submitted my application, and even when I was submitting that, Allah is my witness, I did not think I was going to get accepted. I knew others had a higher chance of getting accepted than I was because I thought my experience was not enough. Remember, I thought I had no experience. I found experience even though it's little, and I thought it wasn't enough as well. And alhamdulillah, I got accepted, went for the interview. It was 2 interviews, and we got to training. I did not know what to expect in training. Immediately I had the pass mark. I was stressed. 85% was the pass mark, and other airlines do 90%. So anything below that, you failed, you need to redo the exam. So studying is not an option. You need to retain information as much as you can, and no one wants to redo the exams, right? So please, if you get accepted, you're in training, study. Take notes, yeah? Now let's talk about the fear of unknown. I hadn't flown before, so flying for the first time was really scary. I was nervous, I was excited, but mostly nervous because this is something I've never done before. I didn't know what the feeling was gonna be like. Would I love the job now after the first experience? Would I not? So I prayed to Allah so much. I was like, please, ya Allah, please give me a fast good experience, and He did. But let's talk about it a little bit. The day I got the details of my first flight, by the way, my first flight was to Malindi. It was a connecting flight, so we did Malindi, Lamu, back to Malindi, then back to Nairobi. Anyway, so the moment I got the details, right, I immediately started praying, because during training I did not think about what it would feel like to fly because I hadn't flown before. I was focusing on my passport, which I have right now, but it was a hectic journey, so my mind was occupied with the passport situation. And then the minute I got the details, I was praying to Allah. I was like, please, ya Allah, please. And I knew turbulence was inevitable, and it happened. So the minute the door closed, I knew there was no going back. This is it. You're gonna face this, Yasmin. You're gonna go through all the emotions. You have nowhere to escape, nowhere to come out. This was an observation flight, which means I get to sit as a passenger and observe the crew doing the job, so I can know what the job is about. You do a few flights of that before you start training on the job with a trainer on board. So I'm seated and I don't know what's going to happen. My mind was blank. My body was there, my mind was blank. And then we lifted off the ground, and I was looking outside for some reason. It gave me comfort, it gave me peace. It's a smooth takeoff, and then we hit turbulence. You're passing through clouds, the plane is shaking. I'm glancing at the crew, very calm, collected, but me, I was crashing on the inside. I was holding on to that armrest like my life depended on it, and it did depend on it. But at the same time, my mind is running. I'm like, I don't want anyone to think I'm not cut out for this job. I was just innerly whispering, Ya Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Allah, and my eyes were bulging. I'm smiling, but this is the picture. My eyes bulging, I'm smiling, trying to keep my cool, to pretend that everything is okay when it's not. And every time I would look aside and we were passing through clouds, I was like, here we go again, here we go again. And alhamdulillah, the flight back was very smooth. I got to see the ocean for the first time. I got to fly for the first time, and going home that day, I was so giggly, I was so happy. I was like, I can't believe I've gotten through it. I've done my first flight ever. Alhamdulillah, my experience wasn't that bad, to be honest, except the turbulence, which is inevitable, and I'm gonna go through that when I work. So that's the story of my first flight. So if you're a fast flyer, if I did it, you can do it too. Do not be worried, because I went online, I was searching on YouTube, searching online, asking family members what it's like to fly. I get answers like, you'd feel your stomach drop. And when I was taking off, I didn't experience that. I experienced that when the plane was shaking, and then it does the sudden drop. That's when you would feel your heart sinking, stomach sinking, and I was not looking forward to that as well. But yeah, it happened, alhamdulillah. I got through it, and now I'm an expert. Just be smiling when, you know, we're going through turbulence, giving my passengers reassurance, because, you know, I've been through it. And anyone who holds, honestly, I would never laugh at anyone who is afraid of turbulence, because I was there as well. So it happens to the best of us. Do not be worried, do not be scared. Hold that armrest if you need to. Bulge your eyes if you need to as well. And yeah, you'll get to laugh about it later, or once you overcome that fear. Yeah, so that's how it happened. So what does my day to day look like as a cabin crew? My schedule is never the same. Week by week, it's never the same. I might be off on Monday this week, Wednesday, Sunday. Next week I'm off Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. So it's never the same, and this is what I like about the job. It's never boring. It's different every single week. My prayers, I found a way around it. I was confused at first on how to pray on board, but alhamdulillah, I figured it out. So please check my TikTok on my series called Local Skies. Please check that out. I hope it's informative. I hope it helps you. I worked this Ramadan as well, but my Ramadan was so easy because I didn't fly most of the time, and even when I flew, I was given small flights. I flew once in a while. It was so nice, alhamdulillah. I could not be more thankful. So my advice to you is go for it. You have no experience, you have little experience. Please take this as a sign. I was not confident I would get accepted, and I did, and you can too. So please. And also, if you get accepted, use YouTube as your guide for interview questions. That's what I did, interview questions and answers. Also, the skills that you need to do this job is you need to have good communication skills, because for one plane to take off, many departments are in communication. So that's important. Teamwork is important. You have to be patient, because not every day is going to be a good day. So you need to be calm. You need to learn to suppress your feelings and not get annoyed at, you know, rude passengers. You need to be professional. Being professional will save you from so much. So be professional. And that's my journey from thinking flight attendants are the coolest people when I was a kid to actually being one myself, alhamdulillah. And if you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, comment, share it. Until next time, masalam.